Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to me repenting for my sins. This is Arkis Only One and Cold Light. I needed to listen to Arkis Only One. I did just straight up miss that video. I looked up Arkis, NIKKE, and YouTube and nothing showed up. I don't know what happened that day, if YouTube was just having a moment or something. It just was not at the top of the list. I looked after people said something and I was like, oh, and then I saw it and I was like, how was that not there? Because I promise you it wasn't. I don't know what happened. Either way, I'm going to listen to this. I already re-listened to Arkis so I could get that back fresh in my mind, but I'm just going to listen to the second part to hear the remix and see how that goes, and then I'll do Cold Light after that. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh, whoa, okay. Oh, that's an interesting addition on Cosmo's part. I mean, not just the vocals, he kind of always does that, but... I'm really digging that synth choice, as per usual with Cosmo. It's like, it's barely a remix. It really feels just like a remake in a way. I don't hear much of the original song's identity in here aside from like the progression, some of the choices of like beat pattern. Ooh. Okay. Kept some of the rhythmic weirdness. The vocals kind of remind me a little bit of Porter Robinson's vocals. I use him as a bass line a lot because Porter has such a unique sound. But can you hear what I'm saying with that? It's very similar. Might just be the key as well, but put a little bit more processing on those vocals and it very well could be. I see why people like this one a little bit more. I can understand why. It's got that rock and groove to it, just that four on the floor dance feel, and it feels really good. But personally, I kind of prefer the original a little bit more. Like I said, can definitely hear why people would like the remix version a little bit more. I just think that there's a little bit more fun to be had in the first version. Myself, there's a little bit more nerd stuff in that one, a little bit more fun with the musicality and the way it's written, where Cosmo decided to do exactly what I said at the end of the reaction there, where he like stripped it down to being a four on the floor, kept it more consistent, did have a little bit like that full identity wasn't completely ripped away from the song or anything. There was still like the beat skip in there and everything when it transitioned, so it's not like he completely gutted it for all it was worth on that front. It's just definitely remade for a different crowd, and that's usually what Cosmograph tends to do with their remixes. Like Cosmograph really takes, especially when Nine makes something, they'll take that identity, they take that concept and they roll with it, but they usually roll it into a completely different genre. I'd say it's almost like adding a mod to a game. You know, it's like you have the original, the identity is still there, the code of the game is still there, it still looks the same, plays relatively the same, but there's these other factors on top of it. That's kind of what a remix is anyway, but I think you can understand what I'm saying there with like specifically this one. That identity is still there, but this is like a full mod. This is like a game stripping, let's get rid of everything except for the raw code and like the playability of the game. Let's completely gut it to make it look different, feel different, basically could be something else. Probably a better one-to-one would be like Minecraft and Hytale, you know, where it's like they started as modders, but then they made their own thing. And while it definitely has a very similar aesthetic, the Hytale concept is completely different as a game. What they have is a little bit more, and it's just kind of running with the identity of something, but evolving it and making it a little bit something else, and more so than usual with Cosmograph's remixes that tend to keep a little bit more of that identity, where this one seemed to get rid of basically everything that Arkis was aside from the chord progression and just rolled it into a more dancey, more welcoming, general populace loving sort of track, and that totally works. I mean, the first one is definitely not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's definitely leaning more into like the you'll get into it if you specifically like things that are a little bit more progressive and maybe a little bit more jazzy, you know, have a little bit more flair going on there, a little bit more fancy free shit, where this one was a little bit more simplified for that exact opposite crowd that maybe not like this other stuff, but also it's kind of a banger, you know, like both of these are good in their own right. I like both versions of them, but just the music nerd in me is leaning more into Feryquitous' original track, and Cosmo's second one, while fire, because I really love the vocals in here especially, is just a different song at this point. It almost feels like a completely different project. So that's kind of cool getting to hear that, and it's a bummer I didn't get to hear it last time, but that's why I had to correct my sin this time around. But I think I've said everything I wanted to say about that one, so I'll get into Cold Light now. I can feel that coming. I mean, I knew exactly what I was getting into. I know Lost Sector very well now, musically. Just the vocal samples here. Very 90s. It's like most of these songs are really just repeated patterns on sonatos of just random stuff. But they've got such a flexible, powerful energy to them. They just make you want to groove with them. Like, I don't want to say anything right now, I just want to have a good time. Bit of a fun drum breaks thing going on here. And we're gonna get more of the same, but we're all gonna bop to it. Ooh! Oh, they did change a little bit of it. Just a little bit. Kicked up the speed a little bit. I think they might have gone up a little bit on the octave as well. Not too far. Almost felt like a key change. I can't help it. I gotta be vibing. Ooh, is that a vocal I hear in there? Just sounded like it. It's like a small sample of a vocal line in there. Yeah, it's just like a quick sample of it. It's just like an O, and then it just goes away. You know, I'm gonna posit something after this is over. But I just want to vibe for now. Yeah, we get that coming back in here. I really do like that piano. It's super simple. It's a great motif. I wouldn't be surprised if that was borrowed from something else. Got a little sound design things like that too. The swell. Ooh. Back to this break. This should be near the end though, isn't it? Maybe this is the outro of choice. It feels like there'd be another, like they're building up again. Am I just really far off on how much time was left? Maybe. Apparently. I thought this was only going to be like 4 minutes. I didn't look at the runtime. I probably should have. Might be one of those long ones. Like, I hope you guys are okay with just watching me vibe. Because that's most of what these reactions are. Okay, now it's got to be heading towards an outro, right? There's no way this is going to be like... Okay, it's fading. Yeah, I was like, there's no way it's going to be like a 7-minute track, right? Some are. I mean, like, a lot of songs in that scene tend to be like 10 to 15 minutes long, so I would have been shocked just for the sake that it's also a game OST, but maybe, you never know, right? All right, so this is going to be a bold thing to say, but I want NIKKE as a whole. I want the company to do a rave using basically exclusively Lost Sector songs. I think that would go so fucking hard. I mean, you could definitely throw a lot of like Cosmograph stuff in there as well. It would slide right in there. I don't really know if there's any like live show scene for NIKKE. I don't think there really is. I know that there are for a few other games where like they do like live orchestrations or just straight up live concerts and stuff, and they have people perform there. Do they do that for NIKKE? Have I missed out on that scene? Because I feel like I need to go to a rave that has all of Lost Sector, because it is the perfect vibe for that. Just great music every single time. It is the perfect like trancey dance house, deep house vibe that I want to hear when I'm at a club or listening to this general aesthetic at all. This is like what I think of when I think of club music. This is club music to me, not the whatever fucking pop radio stuff is playing at the nearest meetup club, wherever the hell. That's not my scene. I want like Euro dance levels of like party. I want trance house party time. That's my club sound. That's what I want to hear. So I want them to do that for the community. I would find a way to go. I mean, oh man, this would be so cool just to hear a bunch of these. Just imagine the vibes of that, right? Like even if they were to do like kind of a hybrid thing where they do like one performance section with like bands and people performing, and then they were to like clear it out, do like a half-hour switch up or something, and then let everyone come back in. All the chairs are gone, and now it's just a dance floor. You know, like that would be so sick. I want them to do that. These songs are so good. Lost Sector has so many good songs for that. Also in that cutaway there, I just went to look down to see who made this one, and it was Cosmograph. So there we fucking go, right? We have somebody on the inside. Maybe we can make this happen. It would be awesome. Not only just to have that happen, like have Cosmo show up and DJ everything, even if it's not his song directly, play, have him play it, you know, like add the mix, make it happen. It would be so fucking good. And most of the ones in Lost Sector could easily be transitioned between them. And again, you can really transition to anything that Cosmo has made for the remixes or anything else like that. So I don't see why not, you know? It's just, it's so good. I mean, this one had a lot of fun with it too, because like this is one of those songs where I feel like Cosmo was having fun with like figuring out the genre a little bit more, because there were some things in here that sounded different from that usual aesthetic that I'm used to hearing, like the other producers that I've heard for Lost Sector stuff have made so far. It's a little bit different, not too different. You could definitely tell he gets it, but also because he's like not doing only that and isn't like married to that one genre as like the main thing they do. It's different in a nice way, where like there's more creativity coming from the other influences of the other genres he touches on. And you could feel that in this one, especially when it was like the vocal lines in there. And like, sure, they have that, but you can definitely tell that he was listening to a lot of music and was like trying to apply these things that other people do to it. And it made it like the perfect little capsule of like what this era would have been, what this sound is. You know, it's maybe the most stereotypical thing, but that's also what makes it so nostalgic and fun to listen to. The other producers have made something that sounds super original, but also you could tell very clearly it's that genre. This feels like exactly the type of song you would expect to hear out of a video game trying to do this sort of aesthetic. And that, again, while usually people would be like, oh, isn't that a little bit stereotypical, not original, not fun? I disagree. I think there needs to be one of those. There has to be that one song, even in a collection of fucking immense creativity and bangers, where it's in there and it's a little bit more stripped down, probably easier to digest potentially. Like this one didn't have as much movement and as many different sections as those other ones did. But again, that makes it easier to feel out and way better for like the starter song on the dance floor too. This is the sort of track that gets you into the genre before you start getting into the weird stuff. You know, like this is really fucking good. Cosmo did an amazing job here. But I think I'm done yapping here, so thank you all so very much for watching. I'm sorry I missed the second half of Arkis, but I tried to correct that today. Hopefully you all aren't that disappointed with me because I have atoned for my sins. But if you have something else from NIKKE you want me to get to, by all means drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!